It's time now for MediaWatch here on France 24. I'm joined by Emma James. Hi there, Emma.
Hi there.
Let's start, shall we, with a bit of controversy from the British musical festival Glastonbury, because the American actor Johnny Depp has been causing a bit of a stir. What's he been up to?
Yes, quite a considerable stir, I think it's fair to say. Ordinarily, the most outrageous thing about Glastonbury is probably the condition of those awful portable toilets. I speak from experience. But when Johnny Depp rolls into town, it does become even more rock and roll. He was speaking to around 1,500 people who'd gathered at a drive-in movie that's set up at the festival to watch one of his old films. He started answering questions from some of the crowd. And then one of them said, say what you like, and he really took them at their word. Take a listen to what he actually came out with in front of all those people at Glastonbury.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? I want to clarify, I'm not an actor. I lie for a living.
So the sound quality on that, not exactly perfect. So if you missed it, what he said really was, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president? It has been a while, and maybe it is time. Now, of course, this was presumably a very unfortunate joke based around the assassination of Abraham Lincoln in 1865 by a gentleman, John Wilkes Booth, who was indeed an actor. But it does look like the largely British crowd simply didn't get it. You saw the reaction from Johnny Depp as they all started to cheer. He almost looked a little concerned and then went on to say, I'm not an actor, I lie for a living. Unsurprisingly, there's been a very, very strong reaction from Donald Trump's supporters online. Many, many tweets like this. This is one of the most clever ones, I think. Johnny Depp, short for Johnny Deplorable. This supporter saying that, a supporter of the Republican Party, tweeting directly to the Secret Service saying, we have video evidence of Johnny Depp threatening to assassinate President Trump. Please do something. Now, it may sound a little bit overdramatic, but there is precedent for this. Kathy Griffin, the comedian who held up a fake decapitated head that was supposed to be Donald Trump, she actually then was investigated by the Secret Service. So many people calling for there to be a big reaction from the authorities on this. This gentleman saying, for a guy who reportedly beats up women and is a drunk, Johnny Depp should keep his mouth shut. Many people, though, particularly concerned by the very, very poor timing of this supposed joke. Wife-beater Johnny Depp, says this woman, calls for Trump's assassination while Steve Scalise is still in the hospital. He is disgusting and mentally ill, a reference to Depp, not Scalise, because, of course, Scalise was only shot a little over a week ago in Washington, and it is this kind of call for less hatred, a calmer kind of rhetoric. This person saying to make a quip about assassinating the president after what happened to Scalise, you either have to be an idiot, Johnny Depp, or both. But it's not just Trump's supporters who are criticising him. The vast majority of people are not happy at all with what he's had to say. This gentleman, among many, saying that they plan not to watch his movies anymore. As a lifelong Depp fan and dedicated opponent of Trump, this is still bad enough to make me swear off him. And this woman, too, saying that, dear Johnny Depp, while I find Trump disgusting, nauseating and hate what he's doing, I would never wish for his or any other leader's murder. Now, there has been reaction from the White House. They've spoken today to say that they find these remarks troubling. They also released a statement a little earlier, which Variety has been reporting on. In it, they said that President Trump has condemned violence in all forms, and it is sad, they say, that others like Johnny Depp have not followed his lead. I hope that some of Mr. Depp's colleagues will speak out against this type of rhetoric.
OK, so not the first, by any means, as you say, Hollywood or showbiz star to threaten or make disparaging comments about the president. Let's move on now to something a little bit more cheerful. Sports, the Olympics. And of course, here in Paris, there's been lots of excitement about will Paris be chosen for hosting the 2024 Olympics. And it's not just here, is it? It's elsewhere in the world as well.
No, absolutely. You may have seen the hashtag Olympic Day on Twitter, and that's because it really is the international official day of the Olympics. And of course, France and Paris in particular have a huge interest in the Olympics right now because we're bidding to host the 2024 Games. Now, thankfully, the temperature has dropped a little, but people were expecting a scorcher. This was the scene on Les Invalides where they put in special water sprays to help people cool off in the heat because this was all about getting people involved in sport. It wasn't just about watching. Anne Hidalgo, the Parisian mayor, has been tweeting all day in English because they really are trying to prove the international appeal of Paris as a destination. She says, this shows to the world that we're ready for 24. The hashtag made for sharing, again in English, the motto for this bid to host the Olympics was made in English. It's been mocked fairly widely here in France, not only because it's been done in English and not in French, but because it sounds a little bit like an advertisement for a pizza. There are quite a few that have been likened to that phrase. She also tweeted this wonderful image of the River Seine, looking absolutely fantastic today, saying that this Olympic Day shows what Paris's 2024's Games would look like in the heart of Paris's historical centre. Amazing scenes that we have seen, including Renaud Lavillenie, of course, the pole vaulter, Olympic champion, and this one probably the most impressive image, people high diving into the River Seine. Amazing scenes. The weather has played ball. It's made Paris look very good for the Olympics in 2024.
Well, it's been a long time coming. 100 years. If indeed Paris gets the vote for 2024, it will be 100 years since the last time. Thank you so much for that. Emma James with today's edition of Media Watch.